This course is called Design, Creation of Artifacts in Society.
Design is conceiving and giving form to artifacts that solve problems. In other words, closing the gap. In our design process, we've worked pretty hard to develop a plan, that is to develop a design concept. But really the question is, are we actually closing the gap?
One of the cream, so I just took a pill bottle, cut the bottom off it, and I'm just going to experiment here to see whether that works. If you kind of do a punch and a twist, you know, it's kind of interesting. There's a question whether you can get it out, get the plug out or not, but it does more or less work to do a punch and a twist to get a plug out. I wonder whether a flexible, what happens if you use a flexible material. So here I took a high density polyethylene milk bottle and just cut a piece of it to see what happens. Can you scoop with a piece of flexible material? Yeah, it's not too bad, and maybe you could unfold and get the material to flop out. Here I took a water bottle and just made a conical shape to get a feel for what happens. Can you get the ice cream to curl up on itself a little bit? Not clear that you can. I'm interested, what if you had just a flexible blade? So I have here a sheet of plastic. Let's see whether that would cut at all. It might. That shows some promise, actually. That might be something I'd want to explore further. Okay, Nate, just try the different scoops.
All right.
How hard is that ice cream?
Really, really hard.
Really hard? Now tell me what you're thinking.
The angle on this one could be a little better, but it's easy to get leverage. The ice cream's kind of hard and it doesn't really cling to itself, so it's just like separating, not really scoopable, kind of just breaks off. But this one works pretty well.
Scoop as you push down, the wrist brace scoop, the punch and twist, which worked by pressing a cylindrical cutter and then pushing with the thumb to rotate that cutter to create a plug of ice cream, the claw, where the idea was to use the pulling action of the user to scrape ice cream and to create a device in which the scoop could be rotated into the clawing position from a conventional position. I went ahead and generated 6 additional concepts in order to form a full complement of 10, as I asked you to do in your assignments. Here are the remaining ones. E is a push and pivot that works by pressing a square-edged or rectangular-edged cutter down into the ice cream that has a radius back to it. You then push down on the handle to cause a pivoting action around that radius to shovel out a scoop of ice
cream. So I would say now, this is pretty nice. And the scoop looks pretty functional. The only thing about 3D printing is the surface finish is kind of matte. It's kind of a little bit rough, like a fine sandpaper. So I may get in with a little bit of sandpaper and just smooth that.